So that was definitely on point, everything you just said. So just thinking about your district, just tell me a little bit about your district, just a little bit more about your district. Just, well, tell us, because I know a little bit. Tell us a little bit about your district and kind of some of the issues that you're seeing that have not been addressed, you know, thus far,
Yeah,
or that you would like to see addressed better.
it's a predominantly working class district with
Hmm.
pockets of wealth. And one of the main issues now is that, like I was saying before, gentrification is happening very rapidly in many places of the district. And a lot of the current residents don't feel they have a voice, or they're getting priced out of their homes, they're getting priced out of their businesses. And that's not right. So they're not being heard. Another big issue in my district is transportation. This district is probably the worst place in the United States for parking and for the amount of car traffic in the
Okay.
country. So we need to invest heavily in public transportation, more bike paths. Which, to the credit to some of the local municipalities, they have been doing this, like with the bike paths.
Okay.
Hoboken, Jersey City have taken the lead on that a little
Yes,
bit.
yes, they have. Yeah.
So to that credit, I got to give credit where credit's due. But we need more of that, and we need to transition to that green energy economy, or else I don't know. I don't know where these cars are going to go, because already canvassing in my district, like, it's not the
Hmm.
same as any other district you may hear about. You got to get there early, and then you drive around for half hour trying to find a parking spot. Or sometimes it's like, okay, my field director double parks the car, I get out, do what I got to do, and then we just keep it moving that way in certain areas. So it's very heavily congested. The way my district is drawn up, it's a heavy Latino population.
Okay.
And what's on their minds? It's jobs. It's being able to raise a family. It's the paycheck. It's those bread and butter issues. You know,
Right.
when my father first came here to the United States, it was relatively easy to get a good manufacturing job in Elizabeth, New
Hmm.
Jersey, with a pension, with a union, with good benefits for your family, that you could become middle class relatively quickly. And no, you didn't need to have a college degree.
Right.
And hell, you didn't even need to have a high school degree sometimes.
Right. Right. Right.
And I think what's interesting, this might get me on a slightly off tangent, but it all goes together,
No,
I
no, no, no,
promise.
no. Just talk. This is we. No, dude, we are like old friends. We are talking. We are catching up. Just go. It is fine. You're good. Go.
We're telling all our kids, go to college, go to college, go to college. And I think, yeah, that's good. Okay, go to college, but I'll get on that subject a little later. But we need to respect an ability of a worker to work. Workers need dignity. Anyone
Hmm.
that works in this country and puts in an honesty of work should be able to raise their family, should be able to live a decent middle class lifestyle, like in the past for many, many Americans. Like, what we're talking about is not something crazy or bizarre. Like, we're
Right.
talking about things that used to happen, used to be possible in our country. It used to be possible that with a high school diploma, you could get a decent, good job. And now most of those jobs, manufacturing jobs here in Elizabeth, all disappeared, replaced with retail jobs that pay minimum wage, minimum benefits, and what type of family or what type of lifestyle can you have? You shouldn't have
Right.
to be able to recite Shakespeare in order to make a middle class living. No disrespect to college or anything like that. But what I'm saying,
Hmm.
it needs to be both. For the student that wants to go to college, absolutely, they should be able to go, get their education, not come out in debt. But for the student that wants to work, there should be options for him or her as well. And that's not respected anymore in society. And I will be very honest, like my father, he doesn't have a degree. But that man could look
Okay.
at any car, any circuit or whatever, and fix it instantly. That's intelligence. That should be respected and dignified. And we need to respect those people with their talents. Like in education, we call it the multiple intelligences. Everyone has some sort of intelligence that they're good at. Okay, if you're telling me this, don't just give me lip service. Oh yeah, we respect all intelligences, and then measure our students by just how they do on math and reading. Like, that's not respect for an individual's ability, which may be something different than just a traditional reading and writing or math
Hmm.
algorithm. It's just so much.
No, that is like that's brilliant analysis, right? Like what you just said is so crucial because you touch on so much. So many areas of the country in general have seen those jobs dry up. They're very
Yeah.
hard to come by. My partner, he's a union iron worker, and we're here in Atlanta, and he was working in Indiana before, and he made way more doing the same exact job than what he makes now, and coming to Atlanta was like, why are we living in Atlanta? Because it's a pay cut for him, and he actually, he makes more money traveling to work up north elsewhere because it is so difficult with that type of that's a skilled construction position, but it's still tough for him. So we were talking. He was like, yeah, once upon a time, like you were just saying, you could come get a manufacturing job right out of high school, or even with like an 8th grade or some high school, or whatever. And you made a good wage. You made a good wage. You made a decent living. Your family was well taken care of, and everything was good. And now, everyone's touting all the jobs that have been created and added to the economy, but most of those jobs are low wage. They're retailer, service oriented. We're not replacing it with the same jobs. The other thing I like what you just said about respecting individuals' ability beyond, just the traditional, for lack of a better, for what I'm just thinking, I'm envisioning, just from that traditional college prep mode. Because, there's been so much focus over the past 10 years or so on college prep only, and we got away from how there used to be vocational technical education in schools and stuff. Like, I remember that we had VOTEC high schools when I was a kid. I remember that we had shop class when I was in junior high. So, I remember we had those things, and now they don't exist really in school anymore. They're starting to come back to the specialty high schools a little bit, but even now some of those are magnet, right? So the kid who really could benefit from going to school and getting that technical experience may not necessarily be getting it because it's not available at the local neighborhood school where that person's being, shuttled into. So what you were just saying about how we need to take that all into consideration and providing people the tools that's necessary, that is just so, that is wonderful. So transportation, public transportation, I could, with parking, driving, congestion, and then but the jobs piece. But I think that's what's so crucial. You said that your district is heavily Latino. A lot of people seem to think that if you're a Latino voter or a Black voter, you only vote about this one issue that's specifically related to race or ethnicity or whatever, and that's it, and that's all you care about. But from what you're saying, like, we have working class, everyday people, and they're concerned about taking care of their family just like everybody else. And I think the more people we have who understand that this is not just I'm in this one box over here, but there's a multitude of issues, the more we start working from that position, I think the better off we'll be.